everyone's joining. Today I'm going to recommend some books to read at the beach. I like doing these videos every year. Summer is like my favorite season, not just because I was born in the summer, but I just like recommending some people that recommend to people to books that I think it will be a good beach read. I think any book on any genre is a beach read in my personal opinion, but I have a good selection of books that I recommend as a good beach read. So let's get to the book recommendations. So the first book I'm recommending for a beach read is The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. This is about a scientist whose friend is making fun of her for not having a boyfriend, so she asks a guy at a lab and asks her to be her fake boyfriend, basically. And I love this book so much. I think this is a perfect beach read because I think any romance is a good beach read in my opinion, and I really am excited about the companion novel to this, Love on the Brain. I think that's what it's called, even though I'm not a big science nerd, but this was a really cute romance that I've read this year, and I think it's a perfect beach read if you're looking for a romance to just gush over. And the next book that I'm recommending for a beach read, if you're looking for a fairy tale retelling with a dark twist, I recommend A House of Sorrow and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling about 12 sisters who are on this island, but each one by one ends up dying, and that's all I'm going to give for the synopsis because I really enjoy this book, and it's a really dark, twisted book that I've ever read, and I really love how there are some writers that write retellings but with a dark murder mystery twist to it, like this one. I honestly think is a good beach read because I know some people like reading mysteries as well as reading fantasy, so this is a definitely good beach read, not just because it has water on the cover, but still I think it's a really good beach read if you're looking for a fairy tale retelling with a dark twist. And another book that I'm recommending for a beach read is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Yeah, sorry. It's a Persephone and Hades retelling. It's kind of like a smutty version of that. I didn't think it was that smutty from when I've read it, but I think it's another romance to recommend to read on a beach, especially whether you have a physical book or ebook. I think it'll be perfect for a beach read when you just want to relax and gush over another romance. But what I really like about it, it's like almost like a modern retelling of Stephanie Hayes and Persephone retelling, but it kind of almost like it takes place in a real world kind of thing. That's why I like about it. But I think it's a perfect beach read if you're looking for a fantasy romance to gush over. And the next book that I think will be a perfect beach read is Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron. This is a book about a girl who's from a family of witch doctors, but she's the only member of the family who doesn't have any powers, so she makes a deal with, I don't remember who she makes a deal with. I think she makes a deal with a demon or something to borrow some of the powers, but the price is she exchanged her life over to borrow some powers. And I think it's also a good beach read if you just want to spend the whole day at the beach, like when it's not too hot out and you just want to read the entire fantasy book. I think it'll be perfect for that. And I know that the third book is coming out this year, and I know I still need to read the second book, which I really want to read because I enjoy this book so much. And yeah, I think it's another perfect fantasy book to read at a beach. And the next book that I think will be perfect for a beach read is The Upside of Falling by Alex Light. This is about a girl who blurts out that she has a boyfriend, and she literally tries to figure out how to get a guy to pretend to be her boyfriend. So the guy, the quarterback on the football team, volunteered to be her fake boyfriend. It's so cute, and it's pretty short, so I think it'll be a perfect beach read if you're looking for a quick read. And this was like I said, it's short. It's like under 300 pages, so if you're looking for a short read, this will definitely be perfect for that if you just want to spend a little bit at the beach. And the next book that I recommend to read at a beach is These Violin Delights by Chloe Gunn. This is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet that takes place in Shanghai in the 1920s, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's definitely, I think any book is a good beach read, but I think this would be a perfect one if you're just love Romeo and Juliet, but you want a modern twist to it, I think it would be a good one, especially if you want to go through a duology, because this is a duology, and I just read the Our Violin Ends, and I really enjoy that. So if you're like on vacation or something, you just want to go through a duology, I would think this would be perfect for a beach read. And yeah, I think it's a perfect beach read if you just love a retelling and also a dark fantasy, basically. And the next book that I want to recommend as a to read on a beach is the Supervillain and Me by Danielle Benes. This is about a girl whose brother is a superhero, and she's kind of like a bystander of the superhero world, but then she runs into a supervillain that everybody claims, and then she finds out that he's not as bad as everybody thinks. I really like the story. This is a very underrated book. I haven't heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, and I do think if you love superheroes, I do recommend this book, especially a sibling relationship. They really talked about how her relationship with her brother is difficult, but and how they went through it and how he got his powers and all that. And I think it's a good beach read if you just if you're a sucker for superheroes. I think you should read this as well. So yeah, I still think it's a beach read in my opinion. So the next book that I'm recommending for a beach read is A Bend in the Road by Nicholas Sparks. I think any Nicholas Sparks book is a beach read in my opinion, but this one's about a man who's just lost his wife through a hit-and-run car accident, and he's trying to recover from that along with raising his son, and then he meets his son's teacher who's just recently got divorced, and of course there's a whole romance from there, and I really enjoyed this. I think it's not my favorite out of all the Nicholas Sparks books that I've read, but I still think it's a good story, and I think any romance, like I said, any romance is a beach read in my opinion, and I think people should read at least one Nicholas Sparks book if they're really curious about it. I know some people find it, I don't know what word to describe his books, but I still really like his books, and I'm still trying to catch up on the ones that I haven't read yet. I know he had more that just came out over the years, but I'm trying to read the ones that I already own before I get more of his books. But yeah, I think it's a really perfect beach read if you're looking for a romance. And the next book that I'm recommending to read on a beach is The Daughter of Sherlock Holmes by Leonard Goldberg. This is a kind of like a Sherlock Holmes retelling, but like if Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson had children, and it's about, it kind of takes place like a few years after, like 30 or 20 years after Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson's the old man who has his own son who also is a doctor, and then they discovered that Sherlock Holmes has a daughter, and then they try to solve a murder mystery from there. I really enjoy this book. I wish more people have talked about this book. I haven't heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, actually. I just randomly saw it on a table at Barnes & Noble, and it kind of caught my eye, and I finally read it, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to continue on with the series. But I think any murder mystery is a good beach read also, so if you're looking for a murder mystery book, and if you like Sherlock Holmes, and you just want to read retellings of it, this is definitely perfect for that. And the last book that I'm recommending for a beach read is Just Haven't Met You by Sophie Cousins. This is about a woman who ends up picking up a man's luggage. She grabbed the wrong suitcase. She doesn't have, someone else has hers, and she tries to find someone who has her suitcase, basically. And also she tries to find out who her parents are and all that. So this is definitely a really good story, because not only there's like romance in here, but also the main character is trying to get to know her parents more, because she only knew her mother, she never knew about her father, and she's trying to figure out where she came from, basically. So that's what I really liked about it. It's not heavy on the romance. It's about like self-discovery kind of book. That's what I liked about it. It's not just has romance in it, but I think it's a good beach read, because I know some people who likes romance, but not heavy romance books. But if they like that has like other subplots to it, I should say, I think this is a perfect beach read. And also, I think a lot of romance books are quick reads to some people, so if you just want to read a whole book at a beach, this is definitely a perfect book for that. And yeah, it's definitely one of the books that I liked, but I do like This Time Next Year by the same author more, but I still think this is also a really good beach read. So that's all for the books that I'm recommending to read on the beach. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you recommend as a beach read, because I would love to know. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you know when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!